Peace, it's Natia Cecilia, and I wanted to bring you out here because I wanted to go out to eat and I wanted to show you what it should look when a goddess or a queen wants to go out to eat, when a revolutionary goddess or a revolutionary queen or a revolutionary by any means wants to go out to eat. Because I've been hearing this a lot lately about brothers and their wives that need to eat and how they need to capitalize off the black community, off the black conscious community, off our brothers and sisters on how we conduct ourselves in order to feed our families, because with these shrinking American families, our diets are increasing astronomically, when in reality a revolutionary's plate should be shrinking. So I wanted you to think about how many revolutionaries do you know were going to expensive restaurants in upscale or middle class white supremacist neighborhoods, or even dining out frequently at black businesses, selling us processed meats at overpriced rates, and doing this regularly and frequently while preaching to us that they are revolutionaries and that their wives just gotta eat. They gotta feed their family, who has an insatiable diet and appetite for all types of delicacies and meats and things that you just cannot acquire in a true revolutionary type setting, and that cannot be sustained in a real battle or war with the oppressor. So how many revolutionaries do you know who have successfully waged a war against the white man at a restaurant because their wife was extremely hungry? Explain that to me. So I'm out here, and what I want to eat is something green, something wild, something free, something that has more nutrition and can sustain a family, a civilization, a growing nation for far longer than dining out to eat at the expense of your nation or your civilization or your race. It could be, right? And I wanted to show you something. This here is some chickweed that I found. And I repotted the chickweed because this is the largest chickweed I've ever found. Usually they are very, very tiny leaves. And, I'm probably going a little over some of your head right now because you probably don't know what chickweed is or probably haven't tried it. And, but this is a natural plant that is considered a weed that grows almost in every state, every country. Um, and it's highly nutritious and it's beneficial for you, and it has a lot of uses. And again, it's surrounded by some other vegetables. And yeah, I put in green onions. Um, if any of this implies that we are broke, or where the concept of money even comes to mind, where does money even come to mind? Because a lot of your so-called revolutionaries, um, they are basically they're basically just motivational speakers for the plantation. And is something that existed, during slavery. There were motivational speakers to keep you highly motivated to get back on that plantation, to pick some cotton and to do what it do. So you're being entertained by neo colonialist motivational speakers who are telling you that they are revolutionaries, and they're telling you that what they're doing is for the people, and that it is something that we should aspire to, right? When in reality, they would be begging, it would be a stretch to even call them a neo revolutionary, because they're not a real new type of revolutionary. Maybe a pseudo revolutionary or a quasi revolutionary, but not really any type of new neo type revolutionary or any revolutionary at all. So it really doesn't come with the territory. If the territory that your so-called revolutionary is in and feels comfortable in and delights in and strives to be in is in a 5-star restaurant, eating the delicacies of the white man. And some of them will even come out and tell you, they're not even trying to change their diet. They're not trying to change. Revolution means change. So if your revolutionaries aren't trying to change anything, they're not even trying to change the system, why are you following these? Why are you allowing these people to lead you? Unless you know yourself that you don't want a revolution. And unless you know yourself that that word doesn't really mean anything to you, and you really are broke, and you really do want some of that money and some of the paper, right? And you can fly that over some gangsters' heads and some goons and some people that really don't give a fuck. You can fly this whole concept of, yeah, this is a revolution over people's heads who don't have any type of revolutionary experience or historical concept or just idea of what a revolution is. But I question, was Nanny of the Maroons, sitting in a Jamaican restaurant in Spanish Town? Tell me about that, or was she up in the mountains picking wild foods and eating of that in order to wage the war that the Maroons did against the oppressors in Jamaica? So why in America do you think that you can wage a revolution from the kitchen? Explain that to me. From a restaurant. What does this look like? Are we going to get a red, black, and green slab of meat? Is a wrap? Is one going to be red, one going to be black, one going to be green? Are you going to pick a red kale, black kale, and green kale? Explain what this revolutionary restaurant revolution looks like, because as a revolutionary, I'd like to know. I'd like to. What am I missing out? I really don't see it. So it's time to stop playing these games on what a revolution is. And you know even something like what I just showed you, these type of people who claim to be your revolutionaries are the same type of people who would then themselves go out and try to find out more about what I just showed you, chickweed, and try to market that to you and try to sell that back to you at a high price. because you're too lazy in their eyes, or these are the excuses that they use for why they've got to sell these things to you. You're really being used as sheep and being led to the slaughter along with themselves, because they obviously don't know any better. um, but they will turn around and try to capitalize off of what should be liberated to the people, instead of actually liberating the people. And if we want to actually build a nation, we have to think about building civilizations. And we're not going to be able to build a civilization in a 30 by 40-foot restaurant, in a restaurant under a hotel, or this whole idea is just false, and it's faulty from the get-go, from the jump. So when people are telling you that they need to feed their family, I really want to know, what are you eating? Because black supremacists, we advocate one meal a day. And if these people are telling you they got to feed their family morning, lunch, and dinner, and they've got to eat all these different types of meals, it's like you're just getting too fat. How are you gonna fight? What revolution are you fighting? You're gonna need a revolutionary diet to fight a revolution, right? So this is my piece, and you can go ahead and do your thing and comment and share, and add some feedback to this if you feel like it. But I think the point is made, you know, that what they're selling you, it just doesn't come with the territory of being a true revolutionary. Black supremacy, you can join the website www.kingnoble uncensored, and I'll post a blog about the herb chicory, or chickweed, and some other herbs that I find that are edible for those of you that are interested. Peace.